Good morning, afternoon.
Yeah, whatever. Is it the same link all the time?
No, it's different. And I am going a little bit crazy because I've been trying for like days and I haven't even showered yet this morning because I've been trying to figure out like how to in Klaviyo, like how to automate a flow for people that sign up for a worksheet. And like, there's no easy way for me to, I haven't figured out how to just send an email to like a group of people if they've bought like a certain product, like the variation of this workshop,
Sure.
And I was like, I'm going to send a reminder email this morning. I just haven't gotten it to work. So I'm like hoping people can find it in the one time it went out was like right after you purchase the workshop. And the Zoom link was in that email.
Okay. I couldn't find it. So I will, yeah.
Well, and it's possible if you, because I think you signed up pretty early, right?
Maybe.
Good morning. Hi. I'm so happy you're here, Rebecca.
I'm glad that I made it. I had to like put an alarm on my phone to make sure.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying.
I was just telling May that I have been like trying off and on for like what past few weeks to get my emails automated for these workshops and like to send the link out for people that like register for a certain date. And I can't figure out like how to do it. I've been like testing it. It just hasn't worked. It's like sending like if someone signed up for the March workshop, it like sent them the February email. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I am very proud of you for being here for all of you that found like the one Zoom link that that was sent like right after you hopefully May didn't even get that email or that link. So there's that. And she's still here. So that's impressive. Welcome. Okay, one quick housekeeping thing. It's Rebecca's birthday today. Happy birthday. Can we sing her happy birthday? Can you all unmute yourselves? I know. Welcome to your first workshop, Rebecca. Aren't you glad you Let's sing. She is 50 years old today.
Amazing.
Okay, ready?
I'm old today, guys. I'm old.
No.
You're the youngest 50-year-old I know. Ready?
Well, actually, it's technically 53, but I'll call it 50 if you
I
want.
know, but you told me at my market that we're going on 50, so I'm going with it. Okay, ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Rebecca.
Happy birthday to
you.
you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Really. I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to be writing postcards today.
Amazing.
And these are all Seattle postcards. So I'm going to be doing a lot of wish you were here and not in a dumpster fire notes.
Appropriate. Very.
I just had a bunch of friends go to Phoenix for the Modern Quilt Guild's quilt convention, which draws thousands of people. And it's a huge, overwhelming weekend for all my introverts. And so I'm going to be sending them a little feel better soon.
That's so sweet.
Because you all know, if you're an introvert, you know that it takes you like a week.
Oh,
sometimes, 3 days at a minimum for one party. A week will probably be the thing for these guys. They were together.
Yeah, they've reached their quota for like the rest of the year.
Like 6 months. This is it for 6 months.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I'm actually gonna head down to Seattle Recreative probably this weekend to pick up more postcards. I don't know if you guys ever been. You heard of this place? Okay, so it's
in Seattle. So
yeah, it's
in kind of like spread out randomly, but yeah.
Yeah, actually they have two locations. One's in Soto, Georgetown, and one's in Greenwood. But they take in craft supplies, and not just craft supplies. They take in a whole bunch of different stuff, and I mean, there's like random stuff. By the way, I swear, just in case anybody cares, random stuff might slip out. So a whole bunch of stuff, and they have this collection of old postcards, like completely random,
Cool.
weird postcards. So I'm gonna go restock my postcards, and I've told all my friends who know about this that if they receive this random 1970s postcard from me, that's because that's who I am. I'm gonna
'Cause
use
you're
those
awesome.
postcards for fun and giggles. So, but all
Amazing.
I've got today are Seattle ones that I picked up at, like, I don't know, Walgreens
That's
maybe at
so
some point,
cool.
or Bartell's. I don't know.
Can I just tell the group really quickly? So I knew you'd fit right in here, Rebecca. So, first workshop, you fit right in. Christine is also, I know you're muted, Christine, and we can't see you. Christine, I love her so much. She is, she lives like up the street from me. She's a super creative, crafty. She leads all kinds of workshops for kids and adults. She's a bus stop pal. Her daughter and my daughter, she's like, her daughter's like a big sister to mine. She's awesome. She is, yeah, also in here for the first time. And so I'm going to give my very quick spiel for the two of you mainly. Rebecca, I know you've got your plan with postcards. Like everyone knows, you do whatever works for you in these things. If you want to follow prompts that I came prepared with, because I'm a control freak, you can. If you'd rather mute me and go off and just write, that's cool too. The whole point of these workshops is for us to just take a moment to kind of breathe and slow down in the midst of the dumpster fire that is happening in our world, and just really use this time to connect with ourselves, connect with others, and put more love out in the world. Like, that's really it. So however that looks for you, great. And I will say, I feel like today's theme, we're kind of going with anytime cards. But I don't know about you guys. I've just been feeling like particularly overwhelmed. And it's like unavoidable. If I look at my phone, like things just pop up, and even though I'm trying not to get overwhelmed, I'm trying to be proactive, it's just been happening. And so I did a market a couple weekends ago. Rebecca was there. She's always so supportive and so awesome. And I was reminded of all the people that came by my booth, just how much good is in the world, and how many amazing people are out in the world, and how there's so much good around us. And it can be in like these little moments and these little conversations, and in people's personalities, when we just take the time to stop and converse with people in our circle, like that makes such a huge difference. And so today I really want to highlight the good. I think we need this workshop and cards and that mission more than anything right now, like to look for the good. So go for it, May. 1 second.
Technologically inept. On the vein of what you're saying, Sarah, can I share my affirmation card for the week?
Yes, please. I am enough. Yeah, go ahead.
The systems I live under are trash. I can rest.
So good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is absolutely perfect. Okay.
I think we're all collectively in the garbage together.
Yeah.
Very comforting.
And like, we can choose what kind of garbage we're going to be surrounded by. If it's going to be the stinky kind or not, I love that. God, that is so perfect. Let's get into it. Right. So I think for the first prompt, we usually do a rapid fire love fest just to get warmed up. You can use a postcard for this. You can use a card, but it's just 1 to 2 lines tops, and we're not going to overthink it. We're just going to get warmed up. We're going to prove to ourselves that the card doesn't have to have a novel inside of it. It can still make someone's day, even with just a couple lines. And I would love if we wrote to our quiet day makers. Like, I was thinking of each person that came up to my market booth and we had a short conversation with. They're just going about their day, but they took the time to talk with me, a small business owner, and it just brightened my day. And I think that we rarely recognize those interactions and those people for like who they are and how much of an impact they can make, even just in a short conversation. So I'm going to, it can be, you know, shy friends that maybe you've known for, or I guess just humble friends, friends that don't expect a whole lot. But they've always been there for you, or it could be someone that's kind of a new friend, someone that just made you feel good. That was kind of like just a light in your day, like a bright spot in your day. So that's going to be our first prompt. And I'm going to use my card. It's just the one that just says, I'm so lucky to know you. Go ahead and steal that if you want. Let's just give this like 3 minutes. And Christine, I tell everyone that if you feel like sharing what you wrote afterwards, amazing. Oftentimes it's just a feel good thing. And it also helps us to get unstuck if we're stuck on what to say. Okay, so we'll go to 15 after for this. I feel so liberated after every time we do this prompt because it's like, oh, I actually can write a card that's got 2 sentences in it. And I have yet to hear a recipient say, that was weird, or like, that's all you wrote. Like, no one does that, right? Ever. And they're probably going to keep it for a very long time. I have a feeling you're all writing more than like 2 to 3 sentences. No? Okay. Okay, good. Does anyone want to share what they wrote for their Rapid Fire Love Fest? Yeah, that's all right. Okay.
I wrote a letter to or a card to myself because I went through my cards. I was like, I don't know, I'm here. So that was my thing. But just I'm on the very cusp of a breakthrough. So I'm like, just saying like, good job. You've been following your intuition.
Yeah. How did that feel?
Good. Like just kind of like from me to me, you know, like the head to the heart kind of conversation.
I love that. Yeah, you're doing some good work, by the way. I read every one of your newsletters. You're doing amazing stuff.
Just wait.
Okay. It's exciting. I usually share mine, but I'm not going to this one time. I'll just tell you about it that I wrote a Rapid Fire Love Fest to someone I haven't known for too long, but I just basically said that I'm so glad we've met and that we've gotten to know each other. And then I gave him a compliment and that's it. And yeah, I'm so lucky to know you. That's the one. Okay. Uh, for like, okay, so Christine, Rebecca, usually I talk way too much and then we just have time for like one main prompt that we give a lot of time to, but I'm going to go for it with two main prompts for today. And one of them, I got to show you, it's a new card design that I think Rebecca, you saw this on at the market. This was inspired by the first day of this 2-day market that I did, and so many conversations that I had with people that express concern over politics and executive orders and all the things that are happening right now. And like I said, it ended up being just such a feel good. Lots of conversations were feel good moments. Like even if we were talking about something serious, it was just so good to know that someone took the time out of their day to come to this event with all these small business owners and makers. And I mean, I was just looking out and there was like hundreds of people that were coming out to this thing. And if they were willing to share what was on their mind, either about friends or family, things that they were going through, it just, even though the conversation topics were hard, it felt warming and like just one reminder after another that we're all connected. We're not in this alone. This is not impossible, that we are all connected and bonded in these different ways. And so, but I still was motivated to design this card as sort of a commiseration card. It says, we're so screwed, we're so screwed, we're so screwed, we're screwed. We're fine. Everything's going to be fine. It doesn't solve anything at all, but it feels good. And I have to say, I did sell a handful of them on Sunday. So this is another one of those cards where you can take it, make it your own version. People seem to appreciate it. So I think that this one would be cool for anyone in your life that maybe you've had a conversation with recently, either in person or over texts or in comments and DMs about a hard subject, something that you kind of have related to this person over, someone like-minded on a certain subject. I think it would be really nice to write them a card and to not try to fix how they're feeling, but just to sort of acknowledge how they're feeling, and that you're with them, that they're not alone, and that maybe it feels impossible right now, but that there's so many other good people out in the world that are on the same side. Does that sound okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go for, we'll give this one about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll pop in the chat when we've got about 2 more minutes left, but let's plan for about 30, 32 after. real quick, I put basically a script in the chat if any of you want part of it, all of it. That's what I'm going to write in mine, something like it. Okay, let's try to finish up whatever one you're working on. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to try out the music app in here real quick that Zoom has to offer, because I've always had issues with instrumental music, as you all know, as Stephanie and May especially know. Yes. Can you hear that? Right. Okay, now I'm gonna pause it. Good to know though. Okay, I would love to know how that prompt felt for each of you. It felt, it just felt good. Felt really, really good. Yeah. Yeah. It just feels so nice. I know we all know this and that's why we're in this workshop, but it just feels nice to step away from our phones and emails and comments and this and try not to drop it on your face. And like, it just feels good to get away from that and go back to the old school format of like pen to paper. Here's how I feel about you. You mean so much to me. That felt really, really nice. Even though it's a heavier thing, it just felt really good. I'll go ahead and share mine. I would love if anyone shared what they wrote, because I feel like this prompt is especially important, but no pressure. Okay, so I used my new card and I wrote this to my aunt and my cousin, she's like my little sister, the little sister I always wanted, especially being the youngest in a huge family. So she's like my little sister. I wanted to step away from my phone this time and say, I'm really glad we're family. I so love and respect you both and how you share what's on your heart, even and maybe especially when others might disagree. It makes me feel less alone, and I hope you know I'm right here with you too. There are so many good people in this world and in our country and in our neighborhoods fighting the good fight, even though our media might not be highlighting them. So let this card be a physical reminder of that anytime you feel like you're about to lose your shit, which, by the way, is totally fine. Love you both very much, Sarah. Yeah, that actually felt overdue in a way, because the three of us, we have the group chats, we have our social group chat, and we're constantly sharing things. And naturally in a big family, not everyone's gonna agree with what we share. So it's just nice to have our little mini unit. So yeah, that felt really, 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 really good. God, I cannot talk today. Does anyone feel like sharing what they wrote or a little bit about it?
I will.
All right,
Well,
you're
mine
already
is
unmuted, so go for it.
mine is really short because it is a postcard.
Awesome.
Partly I just want to say a little side tangent here. Part of the reason I chose postcards is because, as you, Sarah, know, but these young women do not, is I'm recovering from brain surgery from last year. And so handwriting and putting words to paper and remembering how to spell words sometimes, I found that if I try and keep it short and sweet, it's easier for me and it's just better practice. And it allows my brain to just work the way it's supposed to. I have days where it does not want to work the way it's supposed to. So this is to actually somebody that I have never met in real life. It is a person that I've met on Instagram, and we have talked a lot about politics and quilting. It's what we met over, and art and how it fits into politics and all that kind of stuff. So we've had some pretty good discussions. And so I just wrote a quick note to say hello. First of all, this is my first snail mail to her. She's never gotten anything from me in the mail. And just to remind her that I have a fire extinguisher to borrow if she needs it.
That is
And
great.
it's not a long-winded thing, but she knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it's still a message of support, you know? And I have to say my handwriting is pretty damn good right now. So I'm pretty proud.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That's a card. Like, why haven't I thought to put that on a card?
You know,
I have a
you
fire
need to come
extinguisher.
pick my brain sometimes. I've told you this many times.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I always love when you just like casually walk up to my booth. I'm like, yeah, she's here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so powerful. Like, what a great image. I feel like that's something Taylor Swift would write. Yeah. Oh, she's gonna love that. I also obviously am like a huge fan of postcards. I think because, yeah, not to minimize the fact that you had brain surgery, but it's also relatable that like some days your brain just isn't firing. And the blank card can be very daunting in a way. Like I actually launched my business, such a rookie, with like 5x7 cards because I just assumed that's what I was supposed to do. And a friend finally told me, after stores told me they didn't want to buy the 5x7 cards because they take up too much room and they don't have room for the larger size on a spinner. And I was like, yeah, so I'm going through and like converting all my designs. She's like, oh, thank God. Because I never knew like how to fill it in. So I probably told the story before. So she'd just draw a giant heart. So yeah, I'm a big fan of postcards for that reason. Way to go. May, you wanted to share it too, right?
Yeah, I won't read what I wrote, but I will just say that I got an unexpected package this morning from a friend, and in it, she had a little note where she said that she feels like she's 48 years old and she's starting over. And I feel like I've been identifying with that for the past 10 years. Like every year, I'm like, here we go again. But what I've learned is, right, we're supposed to start over. Like we're natural and nature starts over every year. And so I just was really encouraging. I took your words and I took my encouragement for her about starting over, and just the political things she had mentioned in the letter as well, and just like wove it all together and mishmashed it. So thank you for the prompt because that was really helpful.
Oh, sure.
Also, Rebecca, you are gorgeous. First of all, happy birthday. You 53 or not, thank God we did not live in the 80s when the 50s looked like you were on the verge of death. Like we have aged so much better than then.
Amen. Amen.
I think about that
The
all the
Golden
time.
Girls. Yeah.
Right? Right.
And I
Like
don't have to wear pantyhose anymore.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So happy birthday. And my
Thank you.
sister has had 3 brain surgeries. And so
Oh,
I understand so well. Sarah, your Taylor Swift stuff cracks me up so much. You love her so much. And every time you come up in my TikTok and your whole little Taylor Swift adventure, it just brings me so much joy. I love it so much.
Hey. Oh, thank you.
I don't love her as much as you do, but I love her through you.
Give it time.
So
Yeah.
but I don't hate her. I just appreciate your love of her and your little mission to get her notes and things. It was very cute.
Oh, appreciate that.
So yeah.
Yeah. Lots of feel good stuff. I feel like we can do one more big prompt. What do you guys think? Yeah. Wow. I like feel so efficient right now. Like this never really happens. Okay. This will be a fun one. Staying on the theme of looking for goodness and acknowledging it, even if it's around a hard thing. Let me give you a little backstory. Okay. So this just happened yesterday. So as you probably know, my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies. And you probably know that because I way overcommitted to how many boxes I took on after pickup. And our troop leader told us after the fact that like, she's not doing the thing where like we return what we don't sell. Like, I was like, okay, all right. Okay. So yesterday, we're going around the neighborhood in like I have this huge wagon. It's super deep for like my markets. And I just loaded the thing up, like not really thinking about the fact that I was going to make my daughter pull it because this is her thing. And anyway, so we're walking around the neighborhood and she is so awesome. Any car, like between knocking on different doors, different houses, any car that passed by us, any runner that's going by in any direction, not just passing us, but like if she sees them, however many yards away, anyone outside, basically, she's roofers, we're working on a house, she'll yell, do you have my Girl Scout cookies? It's just this like, do you have my Girl Scout cookies? And it was every single time. And finally, I mean, it's like a lot, you know, Christine knows, she's got a very loud voice. And I finally was like, Hudson, I don't know if people are going to like that. Like it might kind of feel a little aggressive, you know, like why don't we kind of tone it back a little bit as I'm giving her this lecture. Because it was right after the car, like this like Suburban zoom by. Mid lecture, she goes, Mom. And I look up the road and the Suburban had stopped. They put it in reverse and they were backing all the way up to right in front of us. And someone in the back seat rolls down their window and they're like, did you say you're selling Girl Scout cookies? They bought 3 boxes and it was amazing. So I just thought, and I told her this, you do you, girl. Like you do you, even if your own mom tries to tell you otherwise, like you got it. Keep doing what you're doing. And she is that light that I was talking about. Like every single day she cracks me up. She like, people might not be ready for her sometimes, you know, but she is so sure of who she is and she just makes people smile. And like, she reminds me constantly, and I think other people, of what life is about. You know, it's just about the little things and the simple joys and just being free. And I actually feel, I mean, I could go into this, but I also feel like she's such a great reminder to be joyful in this time, that it, for us, knowing what we know and everything that's going on, it's almost like an act of resistance, right? Like to be like, no, I'm going to be joyful anyway. And I'm going to have a good time anyway. And I can't be bothered by what you're trying to do, you know? And so in honor of my girl and the Girl Scout cookie thing, I think it'd be fun to write a card to the person in your life who is unapologetically themselves and like the brightest light, just like a popper thing of confetti to you, just someone who fully owns who they are. I want to acknowledge them because I feel like we really, really, really need these people in our lives more than ever. So let's do it. I'm going to use this card for my daughter. It's the I'm so proud of you. And I tried to design it so it could work for kids and anyone of any age. It's like not really like gender conforming in any way. I try to just keep it neutral, but I feel like this card opens it up to like, you could just go into a list of like why you're proud of them. It can be something they've done recently. It could also just be things like, I am so proud of who you are, how you show up, how you are yourself, how you bring joy to other people. You know, you could just go in like a quick little list, whatever comes to mind, things that you like about them. And then you can be proud of them for that and maybe relate it to how that, you know, brings it out in you. So let's do it. Let's go for about 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll go to 57 after. And I'll put instrumental music on and you can mute it if that's not your thing. Let's try this out. Can you hear that okay? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the next one. That one sounds kind of like a Sorry, I didn't mean to stop that so abruptly. Really quick question. Could you guys still hear the music when I muted myself? Yeah, okay. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, just because we're right pretty much at 11. I didn't have a chance to finish my card, but I also basically wrote sort of what I suggested, so I'm not going to repeat myself there. But this is another one that felt really good, and I just kind of went through and listed all the different things that I love about her. I didn't finish it, but I'll probably say something like, you know, I hope you know that if I ever give you advice or guidance, that is your mom, I'm doing the best I can to help you grow, but I hope no matter what that you stay true to yourself and let the world around you adjust. So does anyone else feel like sharing? I'm not putting you on the spot, Kathleen, but you've been a little quiet. So you don't have to. By the way, I love that this whole entire group is so creative. Kathleen's also a maker. That's been so cool to see. Yeah, so I love your brains, and I love learning from them and hearing about what comes out of them. I just made it really weird, but it's true.
Speaking of weird, I did a card. Our cleaning woman, she has her own makeup artistry business, but she still like cleans our house as like her last legacy thing. But it always ends up turning into like a business therapy session because like sharing like small business stuff and politics. So I had a card that says your weirdness is beautiful. So it's like a combo of the last two prompts.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, never change. So encouragement to like just keep being yourself, keep loudly putting that energy out there. And because we talked about too about how our feelings about weird lately,
Yeah.
like how the dynamics of sometimes using it in a way to call out for change to make people like maybe stop what they're doing. I don't want it to ever truly be derogatory. So like, how do you balance that as like an insult to inspire self-reflection and to truly like, no, stay weird, like be weird. Like we need that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Honestly, I feel like the word weird, it just has like a somewhat negative connotation but because like, I think that maybe we don't really stop and like take the time to define it. But I think like maybe if we do define it and just remind the person that weird is actually just like different to what society expects from us. Like that's really all it is in my mind. And like, when you put it into that context, like that's actually a really freaking cool thing, you know, like maybe it's just like about like defining it in a way that you know in your mind it is like it's not the negative thing.
No, I hate.
Yeah,
like it's such a positive thing. I
right.
cringe a little when it's getting used in a way that might make someone keep themselves small that shouldn't.
Yeah. I hear you. I think you're fine. Knowing you, especially.
I know, but just like the dynamic of like, oh, like.
I mean, I even have a card for what it's worth. I have a card that says, you're the best kind of weird. Happy birthday. Yeah. Like I love my weird friends, and I'm right there with you. And it sounds like she'll get it, especially.
Oh yeah,
you know.
will. So I like hybridized your prompt.
Yay. Okay, really quick before we go, I know we're a little bit over, but I just wanted to, I'm actually going to share my screen really quick because this is a new exciting thing that I've been working on, also trying to figure out how to automate. But we now officially have bundles. Okay, so like bundles of cards that that I'm showing you in these workshops and like giving you a script. And I can save the chats if that would be helpful so that you have that script later, just let me know. But I'm starting to build these things out. So like these are cards that I mentioned today, and I'm putting 20% off on them. So if you're up for it, if you want to like have the ideas fresh in your mind of like what to write in these cards and how to use them, I'm going to keep them available for a couple days after each workshop. So this is this month's bundle. And this is on the workshop page, by the way, and they'll update. So anytime you go to sign up for a workshop, if you just scroll down, they'll be right here. So super easy for you guys. And I want to make this like as easy as possible for all of us to just send the damn card, right? And then next month, you'll be able to see like what the theme is going to be ahead of time. We're going to do mentors and teachers because we've got Employee Appreciation Day is on March 7th. And then we're also going to have, I thought that would be like a perfect time to kind of, focus on these types of cards and these prompts. And then not until May, but then Teacher Appreciation Week is coming early in May. So yeah, so that'll be the theme. So anyway, 20% off going forward. And the last thing, and I'm really going to try to put a recap email together. What did I just do? I'm trying to not share my screen anymore. Am I still sharing my screen? What am I doing? Stop share. There we go. What was I going to say? Shit. I was talking about, anyway, that's all you need to know. I just wanted to share that with the bundles. That was the main thing. Oh,
You said recap email.
yes. So I'll put a link to the button. Thank you. I'll put a link to the bundles in there. I'll probably put the chat transcript, a link to that too. And then I said this last time and I didn't do it, but I promise I will this time. I'm going to put a link to a Google form in there. If you guys have any feedback, that would be awesome. And then the last thing we do for these workshops is we usually end with a quote, Rebecca and Christine. And I loved this one, little nugget for you to take with you. This is by Albert Camus, who is apparently, he's a Nobel Prize winner in literature. I think he's French. I don't know a whole lot about him. I just saw this quote and I thought, yes. He said, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion." Yeah. I'm going to say that one more time. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. I love that. And I just feel like kids are so good at that. Our kids are so good at that. There are women in our lives who are so good at that. And I just want to lean on those and just grab all those people and just bring them in so tight and so close. Send them the cards and focus on that. Okay. Thank you. I love you guys. Happy birthday, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you for singing to me. You had no need to do it. Anyway, and you guys are awesome for that. Just
as we're singing, by the way, I'm like, as if happy birthday from a group isn't bad enough to begin with. Try doing it over Zoom when we're all out of sync. Like, this is the worst. This is the worst. So anyway,
it went well.
You're very kind. All righty. Have a great rest of your birthday. I hope you all have an awesome rest of your week, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks,
all right.
Sarah.
Thanks,
Thank
Sarah.
you, Christine. I see you.
Yeah,
All right.
positive affirmation. This was great. And I will be more present next time. This time I had to clean. This is my confession. But I really appreciated the mindfulness. It's really nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's such a feel good space. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see you in a month.
Perfect.
I'll see you in like an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.